Elon Musk has often been described as a visionary, a pioneer, and even a mad genius. But behind the headlines, the breakthroughs, and the billion-dollar ventures lies an extraordinary mindset that has shaped his success in a way few can understand. Musk's journey is not just about building companies. It's about creating an entirely new framework for how to approach challenges, think about the future, and ultimately transform the world. The first strategy that separates Musk from others is his relentless pursuit of innovation, and not just innovation for the sake of novelty. Musk's innovation stems from an unyielding belief in solving problems that others deem unsolvable. When others see obstacles, he sees opportunities. Take Tesla, for instance. The world of electric vehicles was once seen as a niche market for environmentally conscious consumers. It was an industry plagued with skepticism, technical limitations, and a general lack of interest from the mainstream automotive industry. But Musk didn't just want to create another electric car, he wanted to revolutionize the entire transportation sector. The idea of electric cars being practical, fast, and most importantly, desirable, was almost laughable to many when he first began his venture. Yet Musk did not just accept the status quo. He saw a future where sustainable energy could be as powerful, as fast, and as appealing as the gasoline-powered machines dominating the roads. This kind of thinking is at the heart of what makes Musk's approach to innovation so profound. It's not about merely following trends or jumping into existing markets with slightly better products. It's about taking something that seems fundamentally broken or stagnant and imagining what it could be if it were perfected, reimagined, or completely disrupted. Musk is driven by the idea that any problem, no matter how complex or deeply entrenched, can be solved through sheer ingenuity and innovation. But how does this vision manifest in the real world? Consider the creation of SpaceX. When Musk founded the company, he was entering a space that had long been dominated by government agencies with decades of bureaucracy and failure holding it back. Private space exploration was considered an impossible feat. Yet Musk saw the potential for private enterprise to push the boundaries of space travel, making it more efficient, cost-effective, and even sustainable. He didn't just want to build rockets. He wanted to make space travel accessible. The idea of reusable rockets, the kind that could return to Earth and be used again, was initially met with disbelief. It sounded impossible, and Musk's competitors believed that the idea would fail. But instead of retreating into safer ventures, Musk pushed forward, pouring resources into making his dream a reality. Failure, in Musk's world, is never a reason to quit. In fact, it's often seen as a necessary part of the process. SpaceX's early years were filled with massive failures, rockets that exploded, missions that ended in disaster, and doubts from every corner of the industry. But Musk had the audacity to keep moving forward, knowing that true innovation requires facing failure head-on. When his critics doubted his ability to make space travel viable, he didn't abandon the mission. He refined, adapted, and kept improving, learning from every misstep along the way. That persistence, that refusal to settle for good enough, is the very essence of Musk's approach to innovation. This persistence is reflected in his approach to all his ventures. Take the Boring Company, for example. The idea of building tunnels to alleviate traffic congestion might sound like a science fiction fantasy, but Musk didn't just dismiss it as impractical. He dove in, exploring the potential of underground transportation to transform urban mobility. Even when it seemed like a crazy idea, Musk's commitment to finding solutions for modern-day problems fueled his determination to push through the obstacles. The lesson here is clear. Musk doesn't settle for incremental improvements. He goes after the problems that no one else dares to tackle, and he does it with the belief that failure is simply a part of the journey toward breakthrough innovation. His approach to innovation isn't about staying safe or waiting for the right moment. It's about constantly challenging what's possible, relentlessly testing ideas, and never accepting that something can't be done. This philosophy, this approach to taking on the most difficult problems, is what has allowed Musk to build empires from seemingly impossible ideas. But there's something deeper to this. It's not just about being willing to tackle big challenges. It's about having the mental fortitude to keep going when everyone else says it can't be done. That resilience, that unshakable belief in the power of innovation to change the world, is what truly separates Musk from the rest. He doesn't just want to change an industry. He wants to reshape the very fabric of how we think about progress and possibility. So, what can we learn from Musk's approach to innovation? It's about understanding that greatness comes from pursuing the impossible. It's about having the audacity to believe that no problem is too big to solve, no challenge too complex to overcome. Innovation, for Musk, isn't just a strategy, it's a way of life. The relentless pursuit of the new, the bold, and the transformative is the bedrock of his success, and it's this mindset that has allowed him to build the future, one extraordinary breakthrough at a time. Elon Musk's second success strategy is centered on a principle that is deceptively simple yet profoundly impactful: the ability to think in terms of first principles. This approach is not just a tactic for solving problems. It is a fundamental way of viewing the world and making decisions. First principles thinking is about stripping away all assumptions, breaking down complex problems to their most basic truths, and then reasoning up from there. It's a strategy that not only applies to engineering or business, but to life itself. This method of thinking is how Musk has been able to solve some of the most complex challenges of our time, from revolutionizing the car industry with Tesla to creating an entirely new approach to space travel with SpaceX. At the core of first principles thinking is the idea that many of the constraints we place on ourselves are not inherent to the problem, but are instead the result of inherited assumptions. For example, when Musk started thinking about electric cars, the assumption was that batteries were simply too expensive and inefficient for electric vehicles to ever compete with traditional gasoline-powered cars. Most people accepted this as a given. But Musk, using first principles thinking, stripped away the conventional wisdom and asked, why is this the case? What he realized was that the high cost of batteries was not due to any fundamental law of physics, but to the fact that the battery industry had not been optimized for electric cars. Musk's team was able to innovate and drive down the cost of batteries by looking at the problem from first principles, rather than accepting the status quo. This thinking also led Musk to challenge the very nature of the car industry itself. In a world where automakers were focused on incremental improvements, Musk focused on radically rethinking the design of the car. Tesla wasn't just another electric car. It was a completely reimagined vehicle that prioritized performance, efficiency, and style in ways that had never been done before. First principles thinking allowed Musk to bypass traditional industry assumptions about what a car should be and create something truly revolutionary. This mentality is evident in every company Musk leads. With SpaceX, for example, he wasn't satisfied with the way rockets were being built. The industry standard was to use rockets once and then discard them, which made space travel prohibitively expensive. Instead of accepting this as a given, Musk asked himself, what if rockets could be reused? That simple question, when viewed through the lens of first principles, led to the creation of the reusable Falcon rockets that have made space exploration more cost-effective and efficient than ever before. First principles thinking doesn't just apply to technical challenges, it's also a powerful tool for personal and professional decision-making. Musk has often said that he spends a significant amount of time thinking through his decisions from first principles, especially when it comes to his long-term goals. For example, when deciding whether or not to invest in Tesla or SpaceX, Musk didn't base his decisions on market trends or what others were doing. Instead, he focused on the fundamental truths of each situation, the long-term impact of clean energy, the potential for space exploration, and how his companies could change the world. This approach allowed him to make decisions that others deemed reckless or impractical, but that ultimately positioned him at the forefront of some of the most transformative industries in history. One of the key benefits of first principles thinking is that it allows Musk to challenge the conventional wisdom that dominates most industries. In nearly every sector, there are entrenched beliefs, assumptions, and ways of doing things that most people take for granted. Musk's ability to question these assumptions, to strip away the noise and focus on what really matters, has enabled him to spot opportunities where others see only barriers. He doesn't let the past dictate the future. Instead, he actively reshapes the future by thinking differently. This approach also explains Musk's success in tackling problems that others would shy away from. The idea of colonizing Mars, for instance, might seem like a pipe dream to most people, but for Musk it's a mission grounded in first principles thinking. By starting with the most basic assumptions, that humanity's survival depends on expanding beyond Earth and that space travel is the key, Musk has been able to approach space exploration in a way that others never considered. Rather than accepting the limitations of current technology, he envisions a future where space travel is as routine as air travel. This bold vision, grounded in first principles, is the driving force behind SpaceX's goal of making life multiplanetary. Musk's ability to think from first principles also gives him an extraordinary level of creativity and problem-solving power. While many people focus on how things have been done before, Musk focuses on how things can be done better, faster, and cheaper. This has led him to develop groundbreaking technologies and strategies that seem almost impossible to others. He doesn't limit himself by past experiences or industry norms. Instead, he creates entirely new solutions that challenge what we think is possible. His approach is a reminder that innovation doesn't always come from following the beaten path, but from breaking away and forging a new direction entirely. One of the most striking aspects of first principles thinking is that it forces you to confront your assumptions about what is possible. Musk has said that many of his most successful ventures have come from taking a hard look at the assumptions people have about what can or can't be done. When others told him that electric cars would never work, or that space exploration was too expensive, Musk didn't accept those assumptions. He used first principles to uncover the fundamental truths that led to groundbreaking innovations. This kind of thinking encourages a mindset of limitless possibility, where the only boundaries are those you set for yourself. Ultimately, the power of first principles thinking lies in its ability to reshape the way you approach problems. Instead of relying on conventional wisdom or inherited assumptions, Musk's approach encourages you to break things down to their core elements and build up from there. This mindset is not just for entrepreneurs or engineers. It's a mindset that can be applied to every aspect of life, from personal growth to decision-making. By questioning the status quo and thinking in terms of first principles, Musk has been able to achieve what others deemed impossible, and this, in turn, has allowed him to achieve the kind of extraordinary success that few can even begin to imagine. To wrap up, the success strategies of Elon Musk are not just about business or technology. They're about transforming the way we think and approach challenges. His relentless pursuit of innovation, grounded in first principles thinking, and his unyielding belief in the possibility of solving the impossible have shaped industries and reshaped our understanding of what is possible. Musk's journey reminds us that true greatness comes from challenging norms, embracing failure, and always pushing the boundaries of what can be achieved. If you found these insights helpful and inspiring, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about Elon Musk's approach? Have you ever applied these strategies in your own life? Let's discuss below.